Hey, after a bye week, Leslie talked about wanting to do kind of a deep dive into, looking at the run D and, shoring some things up there. What are some of the things that maybe you look at, want to focus on when it comes to getting a little better in that area defensively going forward now?
Up front, we got to understand how teams are attacking us. And it starts with us as a D-line, us on the edge. We got to set that firm edge. That way it gives our linebackers the confidence that they know the ball won't get outside of us. We understand that we're seeing a lot of zone running schemes. We understand certain runs that we're getting. Teams are just dressing it up a little bit differently. So we just got to get in tune with the game plan and understand that, teams are going to continue to repeat the same runs if we don't stop them. And I think that the bye week was great for us to address that, just to kind of bring up guys' football IQ and understand, because we're still a young team. We missed out on the spring and didn't get a chance to kind of build that camaraderie. So now you got to understand with the next 6 games, it's going to come fast. It's going to hit us fast. If in order for us to get to the playoffs, the D-line has to stop the run. It's just that simple.
Last year, it seemed like you guys went to a little more of an attacking mentality when there were run game issues. This year, if you're getting zoned up a lot, doesn't that kind of go against? I mean, if you're going to attack, they're going to beat you with zone. So does that make this kind of cat and mouse game? You're not talking about a 2-week or a 1-season thing. This is an adjustment that teams are making to you going back a couple years now.
Right. It is, but there's certain tendencies you can see in the film study, in the game prep, that should help you in defeating the run scheme. So like I said, it's tough for us because we would be able to point those tendencies out as we're doing our meetings, as we're going throughout the week, watching film. Now, during COVID, with there being so much time you have in the building, guys being spaced out because you want to practice the safe and right protocols, it's tough to get everyone on the same page. And I think that bye week was key for us because we realized that. We realized that, this is a little bit different of a year and we can't approach it the same way. So I think we've changed up the way that we're approaching the week and the days that we get ready for Sunday. So that way we can understand the game, understand our plan, how we're going to do things, and then how we can communicate up front, because that's some of the key areas that we have to improve on, not only stopping the run, but getting after the quarterback and just understanding situational football, how much time is on the clock, how much timeouts are left, down in distance. Once we get used to that, and we said that, we got to get used to that, because all that's going to do is just help us be in the right position to go out there and make plays. And so I think we realized that before the bye week, we weren't doing that. And I think that was some of the things that we kind of made and just adjusted with. Which was great to kind of have a lot of the guys here during the bye week too. So that way everyone could be on their phones, be close, be within range where we can still talk football, but still you're relaxing at home on your couch.
Cool. Jerry, have a good Thanksgiving, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, Jerry. Dante last. Can you hear me?
Doing well, man. How you doing? Wait, go ahead, turn this up.
Can you hear me?
Like the volume. Yeah, better.
Hey, how you doing today?
Doing well, man. How you doing?
Good. What has stood out to you the most about this Chargers offense when you're watching the film?
Say it again.
What has stood out to you the most about this Chargers offense while you're watching the film?
Offensive line play, even though one of their top running backs, Eckler, went down, they're still getting it done in the run game. Their running backs are still finding holes, getting positive yards. Rookie quarterback throwing for over 300 yards a game. How comfortable he is in the pocket. He's getting the ball out to his key targets, Keenan Allen and Henry, the tight end. So it's really unprecedented to see a young quarterback who played in a spread offense come out there and command an NFL offense so well. So I think that's one of the things that really stands out is how comfortable he is. Like I said, he's throwing for about 300 yards a game. So you can tell he's real comfortable in that scheme without having an off season and things like that. So we understand that we got to get after them up front, make him a lot more uncomfortable as well with that offensive line. They're playing some good ball.
Definitely. Well, good luck this weekend and have a good Thanksgiving.
Thank you, man. You have a great one as well.
Hey, Jerry, it's Jenna from WKBW. It seems for the most part, this team still really hasn't played a full 4 quarters of football. And I know that the players have continued to talk about it. How big of an emphasis is that as you really enter these final 6 games and really kind of in the final stretch of things?
Oh, it's key. I think that's one of the things that we mentioned in the bye week. You know, to be where we are, to have the record that we have, and still haven't played our best ball, it speaks volumes to, you know, all three phases and how all three phases are working cohesively to get the job done. Now it comes down to the crunch time, you know, the real grind with these last 6 games of the season. Where do we want to be? And I think Coach Washington and Coach Frazier have said it enough. It's up to us on the defense. Excuse me. It's up to us in the defense to where we want to be for these next 6 games. You know, he's been preaching that to a lot of the guys who are kind of new to the team, who don't really understand the history of the Buffalo Bills and the history of their defense. But it's been an organization, it's been a team that's been led by the defense. So, you know, we've been challenged, you know, for these next 6 weeks, who are we going to be? What kind of identity do we want to have? And, you know, to see these guys come out this week during the practice, you know, we knew that it was Thanksgiving week. Guys were fired up, juiced, ready to go. You know, we're athletes. So when you put a challenge in front of us, it just intensifies us that much more. So I like it that, you know, we got the break that we did, but then also guys are able to kind of come in, refresh, recharge, and understand we got to play better than what we played at the beginning of the season, but also understand that, you know, we haven't played our best, but we're in a really good position. So with that being said, it's up to us on the defense to kind of carry this team and take it to the next level.
And, you know, you guys have battled so many injuries on both sides of the ball. You know, the injury reports have been lengthy at times, but I think for the most part, this team is fairly healthy coming off the bye. How big is that just to see a lot of these guys back on the field and doing work as you try to just get that consistency as you enter these last few games?
Oh, it's major, to be honest. I mean, you know, we knew with this bye week and we knew with the kind of training room and training staff that we had, we were going to be able to get healthy and be able to get those batteries recharged. But you need that. You know, this NFL season is a grind. And so these next 6 weeks, it's going to be even more of a grind because that margin for error just got that much more smaller just because everyone's fighting for that playoff spot. Everyone's fighting for the division championship, you know. So we understand what's at stake. So now that things are kind of getting tightened, we got to tighten our game. And so, like I said, the guys heard what Coach Frazier said when we came off the bye. We talked with our position coaches, and we've been challenged. We understand in order for us to be the team that we want to be on defense, we got to show up every day. And so we're excited for that challenge, though, because that's what we work for in the offseason. It's what we do, the extra running, and we go in the weight room and we push our bodies to the limit because we want to be challenged like this. We want it to be on our backs, on our shoulders.